Hey guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's going to be a slightly different video than we're used to in the gym. This is the first kind of, lifestyle style video that I've actually ever done. So I'd love to get your feedback on it as well, to see if you guys enjoyed it, if you just want to see the gym stuff, if you want to see more of this stuff. But the reason that I've actually done this video today is because I've actually just started my diet today. So we pushed up in this improvement phase to 97 kilos, and now we're entering our dieting phase, and the reveal is going to come back very, very soon as well, with Francis behind the lens, high quality stuff. So running into this dieting phase, then I thought what would be a really good opportunity to show you guys of what I usually eat on my own diets in terms of food selection, when I place them in, and that kind of stuff, to give you guys a little bit of value on that as well. The final thing, but the first thing I probably should have said, was we are now up over 1,000 subscribers, which is incredible. And when we started YouTube, really taking it seriously and actually doing quality videos, I think it was at like 100 or 75 or 200, 150 maximum. So we've got really good traction over the last little while. So I really appreciate all of you. If you guys are new to the channel even, please make sure that you follow, like a couple of videos, subscribe, and comment even, as well. I really, really appreciate that. So let's get kicking into this this video itself. So I've kind of worked my way across the board here at breakfast through to lunch and dinner, and then kind of sauces and condiments and stuff like that as well. Now, in terms of this selection, I enjoy having the same plan consistently. Okay, you guys can do that IFYM approach where you can do different foods at different times. There is absolutely no right way to doing this. My personality type is that I just like to have a plan, execute, achieve result. And that's the same way with if it's your macros and changing food selection. However, I really, really don't like, I actually hate spending time in MyFitnessPal tracking foods. And I do like variety in my food, but I hate tracking food much more than I like variety of food in my diet. So I kind of lent in that way to create a training day and a non-training day meal plan itself. Currently going from about 4,300 calories on average to about 2,900 calories on average. I need to make some clever food changes to manage hunger in this dieting phase, okay? So meal one for me is, actually I'm gonna grab one thing as well. Of course, the avocado, being easy to go into my own fridge or into my own kitchen. So meal one for me is pretty much going to be static the whole way through, both on a train day and non-train day. That's going to be these egg whites, which I actually need to find a different variation. These, they're like $10 or almost $11 a pop each time for breakfast. Tots up when you do your food shot across the week, and I grab 7 of these, $70. But egg whites are a really nice form of for breakfast itself. And the reason why we don't use whole eggs is going to be just the overall calorie difference between egg whites and whole eggs itself. A full egg can be, maybe 70 calories or something like this, where 100 grams of this is going to be or 63 grams, which is usually the size of an egg, is going to be 30 calories. So you're saving a lot more calories with that. It's obviously going to be much higher in protein then as well, because you can have more of this for the same amount of total calories. I just like using the egg whites like in a carton, to be honest, because I hate cracking the eggs and leaving the yolks and not really using them. It's obviously expensive to do it like this as well, but I'll usually use one of these each day, so 500 grams of egg whites, which is going to be a total of, I think, 250 calories, and I believe it's close to 55 grams of protein in every single one of these. Okay, I'll usually do that with a little bit of veg, and my veg options, and as I run through today, is always going to pretty much change. I just kind of like just going with the flow and just seeing, oh, that looks nice today, I might trial that this week. Or I usually do a shop at the beginning of the week, and this week just happened to be this ridiculously big red onion. I don't know why it's so big. Hopefully it's okay. A white onion. We're going to use cucumber then as well. I'm enjoying that in my main meals, and then capsicums or red, and then green peppers as well. I like to try and get as much variety in terms of colors, flavors, textures, families that we possibly can. I usually use things like mushrooms and stuff like that as well. That's lovely with the egg white omelette in the morning. But honestly, the veg option, just make sure you have a good variety, so it's not just, red pepper for every single meal. I like to try and get at least 3 to 4 in of fruit and or veg every single day. Okay, so in terms of the that meal, so it's always going to be egg whites. There's also going to be half an avocado in there as well, and some veg as well. So no carb meal one. I just prefer this, and the main reason I need to make a post on this as well is because I get really hungry in the evening. Okay, morning times, I don't really, as long as I have water, black coffee, I can fast for 3, 4, 5 hours, have a meal one, doesn't really affect me. And then in the evening time, I get really, really hungry. So these larger volume, higher calorie meals are going to be placed towards the evening and have a lower calorie meal one. That just works for me. If the other way suits you better, it's no problem. Just make sure that you select something that you can adhere to long term. So that's going to be breakfast pretty much every single day. There's also kind of like my 11 a.m. meal, or it's probably going to be a bit later now, maybe like 12 or 1 o'clock meal is going to be an oats on my non-training day. Now, stupidly, I opened up the packet of oats and poured it directly in here, immediately thinking I'm about to do a video in a couple of minutes for YouTube. But this is going to be just oats, rolled oats. You can also get like high fiber versions, etc. This one just works really well for me. It's cheap and cheerful, easy for me to use as well. And in the oats, pretty much daily, is going to be a protein powder, which is in the cupboard behind me. And I'm going to use 40 grams of that whey protein isolate daily for a bit of flavor. I've in my off season, in my improvement phase, I used to blend up my meals, which is great for time consumption. But actually now I think I'm going to go into just actually having them cooked. Spending longer time eating your meals, guys, is going to be massively beneficial for appetite suppression. So there's loads of studies that say that if you spend longer time eating your meals, you will reduce overall hunger signaling. If you race through your meals, you're going to have higher appetite throughout the day, meaning you're probably going to overconsume your calories. So oats on my non-train day. Frozen berries, I love blueberries particularly. There's so many benefits to having blueberries, from polyphenols, antioxidants, free radicals, loads of benefit health-wise to blueberries particularly. But I mainly go for like a dark colored veg in here, like fruit. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, cherries, things like that are all fantastic. That then on top, and then as well, is going to be peanut butter. So we're going to use that as like a fat source in my non-train day itself, which is great for me. It's really easy for me to use, very, very easy to prepare, and easy for me to implement on a day-to-day basis as well. When going gets tough and hunger is higher, I think swapping this out for something like not actually in the oats itself, but just throughout the day, maybe a little bit more avocado. Avocado is going to have definitely a lot more fiber. It's going to have a lot more food volume, which is going to help with satiety overall and managing hunger. So for the moment, I'm going to keep this in while calories are high and hunger is pretty low. So we're going to run with that as kind of a meal 2 on non-train days itself. When it comes to meal 3 and meal 4, I usually tend to just have 4 meals a day. You can have 5, 6, 7, 3, 2, whatever that suits you, your lifestyle, and you can sustain to long term. But what I like to try and do is kind of have the same in and around meals for meal 3 and meal 4 if it's a training day or a non-training day itself. For right now, in my off season, I use salmon on non-training days, but it's so high in fats and calories that it's hard to kind of, warrant putting that into my meal plan because it just took up so many total calories throughout the day. So I'm going to swap back to my kind of my go-tos, which is going to be pretty much just chicken breasts. Chicken tenderloins is what I like to use because they're cut up into 70-gram chunks usually, and 5% beef mince. Okay, be clever with your beef mince selection. If you can get 3 or 5%, it's going to be much lower in dietary fat. Therefore, you're going to save a lot of calories for eating the same amount of total volume of food. So chicken and beef, I usually will do meal 3 is chicken on a train day, and meal 4 is on beef, and maybe just rotate those just to keep a little bit of variety and fun with that. But very, very simple in my meat selection as well. So main protein source are going to be eggs, my whey protein isolate, my chicken, and my beef. So good variety. So it's not just chicken. Having a little bit of variety there is definitely beneficial overall. That being paired then as well with my veg, well, I'll probably use all of this in each meal, to be honest. I like to get as much variety. I just really love eating veg. I really enjoy it. It's not a chore for me, and I actually feel the meal doesn't really taste as good, or I don't enjoy it as much if there isn't some in there. So I have no issues adding a good amount of that in day to day. You'll see these big things here as well, these sweet potatoes. So sweet potato and white potato for me are going to be one of the highest satiety carbohydrates that you can use for very, very low calories, particularly white potato. And there's lots of research about this on the satiety index that shows that it's very, very high satiety for very low calories. So I will use sweet potato and white potato through the entirety of my dieting phase. For the moment, while I'm just not bored of sweet potato, I kind of enjoy it a little bit more. There's a little bit more taste to it. I also think there's a little bit more from a kind of a nutrition profile as well in there, and also fiber, slightly more fiber in a sweet potato. So I'll use that as my main carbohydrate source for meal 3 and then meal 4 coming into this dieting phase. And then, like I said, I'll swap in white potato then as well. But the times of, bagels and jasmine rice and, pasta and dates and honey and jam, all gone now. Very, very little satiety with those for very, very high total calories. So that's pretty much going to be all food for me. Going forward, there will be a little bit of variation like the white potato and then the different variations in our vegetables as well. But that's pretty much going to be it, guys, for the whole foreseeable of these next 12 weeks. I have a lot of work to do as well to get the weight off, but I think that with the correct strategy, I'll be able to achieve that. The final thing then is going to be electrolytes and then also condiments as well. So I will do Salt Light, it's called. You guys back home in Ireland and watching this will have one called, I think it's called Low Salt from Saxa. This will be like a slightly less sodium salt. Okay, so we're going to use pink salt as the main sodium driver, and this one's going to have much more potassium in there as well. I'll do 6 grinds of pink salt in every meal, and then I'll do a sprinkle or a shake of the low salt as well, which will then supply the correct electrolytes then to each meal. I'll just do that every meal. Oats, eggs, chicken, whatever it is, just consistency across the week. And these are usually my big 3. And I'm really happy for you guys to go and select, and any clients for that matter, to go and select sauces that they absolutely love and enjoy. And I also forgot to say then as well, seasonings, other than the pink salt in here. Feel free to put any seasons that you want on this. Just make sure that you look at the back of the label. If it's really high calories, you enjoying your meals is so important. And if you guys need that variety, with having a meal plan, having your chicken with Cajun and then Mexican and then paprika or I think I said Cajun already, or some Nando's, whatever that it is, having a little bit of variety of that I think is definitely beneficial. But back to the condiments, I'll usually use sriracha, really low calorie, lots of flavor, and it's really, really nice. And then dark soy sauce is the soy sauce of preference for myself. And then also a nice one I'm using at the moment is this coconut sriracha. We have Nando's sauce in the fridge from my improvement phase. It's a little bit higher in terms of total calories than comparatively to these. So this is why I choose something a little bit less, a little lower in calories overall. So that is today's video wrapped up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, this is the first one I've ever done kind of like this. If you guys like it, give me a like and let me know what you think about it. Drop me a message on Instagram as well. I'd really appreciate that. And I can do them a little bit more frequently. If you didn't like it, let me know as well. I'll know just to stick to the training clips. But like I said, if you guys haven't followed the page, make sure you do so, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.